There you go. Good evening and welcome to our third episode of Get It Forward. Special guest on tonight, a lad that doesn't need much introduction, so we'll be here for an hour and a half going through his clubs, what he's been involved in as a player and as a manager. None other than Mr. Mark Ward. Thanks for joining us, Robert. Nice to meet you again. So, Wardy, your careers, your longevity in the game has been brilliant in terms of what you've achieved as a player and obviously in your coaching career as well. But as we always do with this podcast, where did it all start for you? Your love for the game and you know, where did it start for you in terms of your journey as a footballer?
As young as I can remember, just local, grassroots, green all the wedges.
We had a little conversation about green all the wedges, and I said, when I played for Roma St Joseph's, green all the wedges were a double hat-trick, no problem at all. So I don't know what they were like. I don't know what they were like in your age. So green all the wedges.
Yeah. So just local, weren't it? Like, I think a couple of lads you already on in different podcasts, like you play with your mates, don't you? When you're and what you know. In my era, Young Owls, Junior Blades, they had that affiliation with clubs at that point. They wore the kits, didn't they, and stuff like that. So they were the better two teams.
Yeah.
Then we had Rome Marshes, Whitehills, Middlewoods, all strong teams. Couple of Barnsley teams would have been in there as well. Always really competitive league. Like never won anything in the sense of league at that time. Like we were always like A division. And can never remember winning a league, but five-a-side tournaments, all that, we held us on and won a fair few of them. But it was, I feel like it were really good. My age group were a really good age group. A lot of good grassroots players, especially at that time.
Yeah. Any lads in that Greenhill team that went on to play?
Not in the Greenhill team, no.
Just more schoolmates?
Yeah, just local lads off Flowage Estate.
Just your mates, like, you go out and have a laugh on Park with.
I don't even think Greenhill came into it, mate. I think everyone off the wedges. I don't know why they said Greenhill and the wedges, but...
I remember that with green and yellow kit.
Yeah, horrible. Horrible. Green and yellow stripe.
Yeah.
Green shorts, green socks. Horrible.
Big before kit then.
No, horrible, mate. Horrible. But we once had a Forest replica kit. We don't know where that came from, but made you feel good, like you thought you were something special. But yeah, the normal kit was disgusting, but...
Play on your junior football there until...
Yeah, so I played on my junior football there. My best mate, Richard Thorpe, at that time, he was at Middlewood. His dad was running it, who knew me, and I had a lot of respect for and stuff, so he just said, come and play here.
Still play at the same place as they do now outside?
Yeah. And like I said, they were in the A division as well, and they had a good side that year, some good lads and stuff, and so I just went there, but I think I'd always been, I know I hate doing this, but obviously we're talking about me. I'd always been like best player in the team, so I'd be on a pedestal. And I even felt when I went to that Middlewood side, like everyone like thought well of me. But then Thorpe took me to my first like non-league county senior, like 15, like under 16s when I left Chesterfield, under 16 Middlewood, and then Rich took me to Davy McKee's county senior at like 16.
Davis Sports.
Yeah, Davis Sports.
Davis Sports or whatever, yeah.
And to be honest with you, that was my first like learning curve and growing up.
Yeah.
Like men, do you know what I mean?
Then how old were you then, what?
16, yeah. And then like, I thought I was like cool, I thought I was a man, like, and I've probably always been fed my ego. And they were just like, no, you've got to earn your respect, you're a little shit, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. We talk, obviously, with guests we've had on so far, and we talk about that at the time you're just a young lad.
Yeah.
You've played junior football, and like you said, you've been probably on this pedestal, been best player inside, and played against people at your age group. I don't think it's until you step into that Misters football that you really start to think there's still a long way to go to be successful in game.
Massively.
And you know that learning curve going into Misters game, you need them, like I'd say, sort of say father figures.
Yeah.
And we've probably been them ourselves when we've been to latter end of his career. We've probably been those lads that these younger lads have looked up on and thought, I want to be successful and do, playing game. But do you think going back to your Davy McKee's is what set you up to go on the career you've gone on?
Yeah, because I think, like, again, in today's football, they're going up to like 21s, 23s.
Under 23s
Yeah.
on Thursday night, and
Yeah.
it's like, how long do you keep dabbling in that?
You're
You've got to
thinking,
make that step, haven't you? Think,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go play men's football.
Yeah.
Have a go to.
and I think like it stood me in good stead. It just made me really like think, do you know what I think's cool and what I think's good? To adults and grown-ups, it's not.
It's
like,
not.
you know,
Yeah.
pissing about, getting into trouble, you know, you know, not just like you have to earn respect. People aren't just going to give it you. Do you know what I mean? And it was just like, if you weren't good, they made you accountable. But do you know, if something happened to you, everyone would be in. Do you know, like, and protect you, and it was like, fucking hell, they love me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's great.
yeah, you like in grassroots football, you know you've got some lads who can look after themselves and some that aren't and what have you and stuff like that. And it was never like that as it like when you go in men, do you know, and they've got that camaraderie and that togetherness. It was that just extra there.
I always thought that with county senior though, because lads were just playing for playing.
Yeah.
And there were no money getting chucked about. They were just playing because they enjoyed playing with their mates. But they were always the better players because they were playing county senior. But it was still all about all for one for all, and then we're back in Boozer at 3, 4 o'clock for a beer. Like, you know.
The weird things like at grassroots, lads didn't shower in that either. Do you know what I mean? Like they didn't. You just got in the car with the parents went, go in and shower.
Turn up in kit.
Yeah, turn up in kit and stuff. And then like, I can remember warming up and one of the lads like stretching. And he just whipped his cock out, started pissing on pitch, and I'm thinking, what is he doing? Like, and then I looked at Thorpe and he's like, oh, he says he's marking his territory. Like that's what he does at every pitch, at every ground. And
Well, we were. I was speaking to Smudger about it because he didn't know that you didn't drink, and we still had a drinking culture. I mean, I've been with 2 or 3 clubs, and we still had a drinking culture. So it's not as if everybody were doing that. So
no, but you know,
in some games we turned into drink anyway. But
I think I've always been good at like matching my surroundings, whether I'm drunk or not. I can have a laugh.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't need a drink to relax, and I don't need a drink to act stupid. Some people need that for a bit of confidence and let their head down.
Yeah.
You're just as daft either way. Do you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Like I can remember like.
Don't mark your territory.
Yeah, no.
I'm not doing my cock out on camera.
Spalding away, Christmas do.
Yeah.
And with fancy dress, and we had to do alphabet. And
I know it says territory, didn't you?
yeah, and I can't remember even what score we made, but I can remember coming in change
I think we won. I think we won 2-0.
2-0. Got in change rooms, everyone's got change, got in their clubhouse.
You fancy dress?
In fancy dress, on coach your way back, and it drops off in town, but you drew a letter out and that, and it was like, hey, T, our yellow telly to be like, went and got thing, and
Where's Wally?
Where's Wally? Scooby Steve, Scully, and
Fards were an elf.
yeah.
Weren't they?
Yeah, Wilco were Yossi Bedai, Liverpool kids and that. League-wise, so that's in between that, obviously, I signed for Sheffield.
Yeah, well, let's tell us a little bit about that, because obviously a lot of people, we don't know whether they see you as a non-league legend who's been in and around non-league, but you actually play professional football.
Yeah, so obviously from Davies, playing county senior, I started at Norton College, but I was saying to like my father, I think that's where I first sort of like came across you more in the sense of college side.
College playing,
you know what I mean?
South Yorkshire.
Yeah, South Yorkshire College and all that. So college, I just did some dumb course like what I was capable of, sport, recreation, like.
Not window cleaning.
Not window cleaning, no, even though I'm good at that. But not that. But yeah, so I've gone to do sport. At that time, probably wanted to be a gym instructor or a PE teacher, something like that. And then they had like a sort of full-time course around football course in the sense of training afterwards. They had like a full-time coach. They had some good players there. Anton Foster, who did well in non-league, and obviously Ryan France, who's gone on and done. He did unbelievable in non-league, and then he did unbelievable in like his professional career from step 4 to League 2 or whatever it was at the time, right up to Prem. So we had some good players in that college side.
Scott Robinson, once he'd done at Chesterfield,
or
even after you,
might have been after me, mate. But I think as we go into my story, I've always had like good managers. It's very strange, like so. First came Kevin Fogg, who was at Chesterfield Centre of Excellence, so knew me, and he's quite well known, Foggy, in the academies and stuff like that. And he is and was a good coach, like, and he come in. And then he left and got a job at Sheffield United. So then I'm like 16, 17 at this point. and I'm playing for it was Greenhill still, but they've gone to like Holmesfield, like an under 18s. And obviously some of my pals had joined that, so I joined there, and I was at college, and then Foggy left, and then a guy come in called Ron Reed, and he were probably the first time anybody like made me accountable for me playing. So again, I'm thinking I'm this, I'm that. We come in, we did a few training sessions, and then they had different levels of teams, and then a first team down, second team, what have you. And he didn't pick me for the first team. And I think that was down to my attitude again and my mentality, and not my upbringing, because I had a really good upbringing, but like sort of that council estate lad like attitude and mentality. And probably thinking I didn't have to work as hard as others because I stuck ball in net at that time. I was an out-and-out goal scorer at that age. My driving thing in football has always been prove people wrong, or competition. If we go to a five-side tournament, Brett Lovell's best player. It won't be after today. I will be. That's just me. That was my driving force. Anyone who told me I couldn't, or someone was better than me, that rate. And Ron left me out, so I thought I've got a point to prove here. And over a few games and playing each other again, he put me back in first team side. He brought me on down at Sheffield Wednesday, played against their academy. I think we were losing 2-0, brought me on, scored 2, set 1 up, and then he had me back in. And he basically made me accountable for my attitude and that, and my mentality towards it and stuff like that. And then under him, for college, my goal scoring was just ridiculous. Like I probably couldn't have done much more. Like in the sense of like 4 games off bounce, scoring like 10 goals. Like scored like hat trick, 2, then hat trick. And the lads were brilliant. Obviously, you're only as good as your team. Like that, don't you? The chances they provide for you. The people doing the running for you, the dirty work, and then you get all the glory sticking in the net. And then Ron went to Sheffield United, and he knew at that time, because of me goals that I was scoring and getting a bit of reputation, that I were on trial at Wednesday and I were on trial at Barnsley at the time. And he went to Sheffield United and he just rang me up and said, listen, look, I spoke to Sheffield Wednesday, I spoke to Barnsley, they think you're going to be there tomorrow. Said, I've got a contract for you, a professional contract. I'll see you Monday. And that was literally, I can remember the phone call, it was short and sweet as that. He knew I was Sheffield United fan, he knew.
And what did you think when that came in?
It's a bit surreal, isn't it, even at that age?
Never had it, but...
Yeah, just a bit surreal. And then, obviously, I went down there. And
so you went to ground, or did you go to Shirecliffe?
No, it was at Abbeydale.
Oh, at Abbeydale.
Yeah, Abbeydale, yeah, they had a training facility there, and went there and, just joined up with the lads and stuff. And within that, obviously, the England schoolboys and Sheffield United, within like a year, I think I'd gone from like being at college to like signing for Sheffield United, schoolboys under 18s. Like it was just mental. And like,
how many England caps did you get, Woody?
I played 6 times.
Score?
2.
Debut against?
Debut. They did the Century Shield.
Okay.
So like Scotland, Wales, Ireland. Yeah, they do it a lot on Sky now, don't they? And then they had friendlies against Austria and Hungary. Hungary was at Old Wembley, and Austria was at Torquay's ground.
People won't know this.
No.
About this.
Yeah. That's some difference, by the way, isn't it? Old Wembley talking.
Oh yeah. But do you know what? Like, it's strange, but it's still good. Like Torquay's ground and everything like that. And I scored 2 against Austria. That were my only 2 goals, so that probably means a bit more. Yeah, Torquay. Yeah, so 2001.
2001. So from there, straight into non-league, or?
No, bitting and batting. So I went to Halifax while I was manager there. Again, you learn things and you don't sometimes pick up on it. I scored 7 in 5 pre-season for Wild at Halifax.
Would it have been a full-time contract there at Halifax then?
That's what I was wanting, yeah, of course.
Okay.
And they had some good players. He had Lee Butler, keeper coach, and John Beresford, I think, was his assistant at the time. They were definitely there, yeah. And obviously Wilder had probably been Alfreton at that time.
At that point in time, though, Wilder was just
on his way up, yeah. But again, as we go on and different managers you play for, you realise, and I can remember scoring 7 goals pre-season in 5 games, and he just said, like, he weren't offering me out. But do you know, like, now I understand in the sense of how his teams play now
Want to suit with you?
wouldn't have suited me as a centre forward, even back then. So he must have had that the blueprint or a way of how he wanted his size. And if you watch all the Sheffield United sides that he's had from league, as me as a United fan, from League One up to Prem, everyone worked the bag off. Do you know what I mean? And I've just never, and I can admit it, I've never been an hard worker as such, or a runner, or like closing people down with any sort of. I wouldn't do it.
Been a luxury.
Yeah, I've been a bit of a luxury.
Been your games as you got, and we'll touch on that when we go on through your non-league career. I think the older you got, I think the wiser you'll become. And probably that game that you probably played in your early 20s, maybe sort of late 20s, early 30s. I think your game developed and you started being a little bit more about link up.
Yeah, so
maybe not being
away from foot, yeah. So I think I was a better player probably from 26 to 33 than I ever was, and I could have probably played it at clubs, professional. I were a better player, especially when you develop a little bit and all, and you can use fill that. And not even for that, probably just got a bit fatter, mate. Just put weight on because it's not league in it. I just put weight on. I can remember going away once, coming back. The lads were like, "How many tops have you got on?" I'm like, "What are you on about?" And like, "You little fatty, like, do you know what I mean?" And I probably developed a little, even though I don't drink because I'm greedy, a bit of a beard belly, and it helped me, in that department. And probably from 26 to probably 33, I were probably best I've ever been, like in the sense of an all-round player.
But I think also part of that, you're adapting to surroundings of who you're playing against.
Of course.
You've got 6'4".
Yeah.
Fat bastard.
Well, that's the thing, mate. Is weirdly, when I come through non-league, every centre half were big and strong and aggressive.
Or if they weren't, they were nasty.
Yeah, they were nasty. So,
a bit of both, bit of everything, weren't they?
So, to me, that was better for me because I knew where they were. And with my experiences and my knowledge and my sort of game understanding, if I knew where you were, it was brilliant. And I could know when a foul would come in, I could know when you were going to smash me, I know when to pin you, turn you, bring you. And then just at the back end of my career, such as I can remember Warren Burrell when he was at Chef FC. Anything into me and I'd hold him, he had no chance. No. But if I couldn't feel him, he'd nick in front of me, and it was like I'm looking for him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it roared and Yates, who was at Ref United, is it Adam Yates?
Yeah,
Matlock, yeah, again. Flick-ons or anything into me, if I had hold of him, no chance. Well, he was clever as well. They were clever, they knew their strengths.
Started changing,
mate, yeah. As I were like into my 30s, even though I were good, these defenders that were athletic were coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like, and good on ball.
Absolutely.
And like, I can remember, like, yourself and we had like centre halves. Yeah, Steve looked like Steve Kennedy.
That's Steve Kennedy.
Colin. Like,
Kendo had another lad who played at Walsh at side room, didn't he? The one like two thick set lads.
Yeah, thick set lads, just big.
Tom Jones, big, strong lad.
Simo.
Yeah.
Michael Simpkins, like proper centre halves, like who's manager Alfred? Heath brothers.
Yeah. I'm a little bit nervous that we're not going to mention some side that you've played for at non-league because there's been a few.
Yeah.
So, Stocksbridge. Frickley.
Yeah.
Grantham.
Yeah.
Hucknall.
Yeah.
Bradford Park Avenue.
Yeah, short stint.
Don't tell me. There must be a couple more.
AFC Mansfield for a little bit.
AFC Mansfield. Should say Grantham.
Ossett Albion when we first stint. Eric Gilchrist.
Ossett Albion, Eric.
Yeah. I think there's 10 clubs.
Is there?
Worksop, Steve Ludlam.
Worksop.
Belper. So when I look myself 10, I was a bit surprised because I've always been quite a loyal player. I've never moved. I've never really felt like I've moved. So when I realised I had 10, I was a bit surprised. Over what you're saying, 21 to 33 playing. 13, 14 years, 10 clubs. Not that bad.
It's not. Well, on the flip side, I've had 3.
But on the flip side, I've had a few that weren't my fault. So managers leaving.
Yeah.
You stayed at Grantham when I left, when they cut over half the pages, didn't they?
South. Or Evo Stick.
I wouldn't have even known that.
I didn't know.
I didn't know and didn't really care. Again, sometimes my mentality and my naivety were just probably what's cost me not they're being retired now and being a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the sense of...
Are you going in at Ossett thinking, I do all right here, somebody else will pick me up?
So I had an agent at the time. So he was friends with Eric Gilchrist. My mate will give you, I think it were 100 and something quid. I think it was 150 quid. I don't even know if that were good. I didn't know. Give 150 quid, play a few minutes, keep fit. I'll sort trials out here and there. Gone in there. Corney were in there.
Andy Carney
were in there, and Dan Taronzak were up front.
Oh, yeah.
Both massive, both men. Again, as you know, keepers are weird specimens, aren't they? Like, so Corney were just next level, do you know?
Yeah, these lads.
Yeah, they've done really well. Yeah, they're really talented, but it'll not be a percentage as daft as Andy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would just. It's so weird to see. Like, I've gone from like playing with them certain lads at Davies, then gone into that professional environment. Then I'm back in that sort of Davies, but probably a bit more polished, a bit more refined. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, it probably took some adapting to. So I've gone in and played up front with Dan, and he was like a bit of a man mountain. I don't think people and the goals he scored and stuff. And I did all right.
We were for a while, weren't we, Dan Taronzak?
Yeah. He'd scored. And I know Dan, I spoke to him, to be fair, about coming on here, and he'd just run channels. Yeah. One of them is, if anything, just stop running.
Yeah.
Just he'd be running them channels. He'd score them.
Running size as well.
Big bloke. Yeah, big bloke, and he could move, and he was powerful, and he, like in them days.
Very good for you then.
Yeah, so like it's very strange because, like you just said later on, as I became the more of a dancer.
Yeah.
Not running, but in the sense of holding it up and flicking it off. So I played off a big striker, and I was clever and maybe come short and stuff like that. He did all the donkey work. He upset people, and again, I probably had the glory of sticking it in the net. Do you know what I mean? And then that was going all right, and then I just lost touch with my agent and that. Like, it was the first time when I said about Wild at Halifax, they went into liquidation. Halifax did, yeah, and it was the first time that like clubs started feeling the pinch. I think as I got released, so clubs weren't like taking try. They could, Belper.
Mark Ogley with him at that point.
Yeah, Mark Ogley, and his dad,
Big Al,
keeper. Yeah, so Mark Ogley. If you had to say, I would have never remembered that, mate. If you had to say that, yeah, Mark Ogley, and his dad. So yeah. And I did well. It was a bit of a short stint that. I did well. I finished the season and I went back pre-season, and we played Workshop in a friendly. And Steve Ludlam, before I signed at Sheffield United, when Ron left, they were then the next coach in. So I'd had Kevin for a good coach, I'd had Ron Reid, good coach, and then I'd had good manager, should I say, not coach. And then Steve Ludlam come in. So then obviously, then I'm in non-league a few, 3, 4, 5 years later, and he was at Workshop, he was manager at Workshop, and they had a rate side. They were paying good money. Gav Smith, Gaz Townsend.
Yeah, these are top last couple of weeks.
Simeon Bandrow. Stevie Glass rate centre mid. They had some strong.
Were they good conference?
Yeah, they're right up there. Yeah, very good. People on very good money. We played against them. And again, my ego and everything like that, and what drove me was like, I'm not sure everyone I'm better than all these, the Simeon Bandbrooks and Gaz Townsend. That was just it's always has and will be probably my driving force of, like, obviously, like, I know you've said yourself, and your missus and kids are, of course they are in the sense of life and stuff, but me drive and all that were there before, you know.
I think you need that though, Wardy, don't you? I think to be successful, you've got to have that drive and you've got to be able to be that player that you can take this fat bastard shout and just brush it off and think, well, still got match ball. So you might, and that's like my mum used to say to me, well, how can you carry on playing? So I'm not bothered, mum. Because I was thinking, if people are having a go, I'm doing all right.
Yeah, of course. 350s, 400 at that time. But we're talking step 2 here. Do you know what I mean? We're not talking step 7 now where they're paying it now. You know what I mean? We're talking step 2, so it was good money.
Yeah.
So then, started off with Belper. The next thing, they come in for me on loan.
You contract at Belper?
No, but it was like a loan. I don't know what it was, mate, but I can remember just going there on a month's. or it was like, come for a month, I'm going to offload people, then I can sign you sort of thing. Whether it were dual reg at the time, I'm not sure. I had it in my head as it were a loan. So then I've gone there.
What guys like about it?
Do you know what? I think you were...
I think did he know your driver to play as high as you could?
Yeah, and I think like any manager who berates someone for trying to bet themselves or has a selfish look on things is not a good person or a good manager.
No.
I get more in today's where people are going from step 4 to step 6 for it just doesn't make sense.
No.
You know why they're going.
Yeah.
You listen to the interview.
It's not challenging.
Yeah, it's a challenge. They believe in this club's ambitions, aspirations. Just come out. I have much more respect. I think Danny South's the only person I've seen go from Belper to Shirebrook. Right, he was captain at Belper. He went to Shirebrook and he came out and said, "I've got a kid and I'm going for the money." He's the only person I've seen do it.
And I don't think anybody's going to say it about it.
No, nobody did. But
somebody knows as well.
No, but then you respect somebody for going, you know what, Dan? Spot on. Yeah. And if that's what you're doing it for, fair play.
We're going on a couple of weeks. We'll see how much actually went for.
Well, exactly.
But you're right. There's this element that, obviously people...
Player for player, in the sense of ability and standard, that is the best team I've ever played for. Hucknall. The best non-league I've ever played.
You've told me that before, but I mean...
Not my best enjoyable time, not my best thing. It's the most money I was on. We won step 2 by 9 points. Actual won the league.
So Worksop never materialised.
So I was at Worksop. This is the thing. It was at Worksop. I think we were 3-0 down against Hucknall. I've come on 20 minutes ago. I can't tell you if I scored. I played well. I got man at match for Worksop, coming on for half an hour. I can remember that. Stayed at Worksop for a bit. 2 weeks later, phone call, Stevie Burr. Obviously.
You were still in this loan agreement at the time?
Yeah. So they were interested in Gaz Townsend. Tell a lie. I think they come to watch Gaz Townsend, and then we played him, and I'd done well in both games. And I think they were interested in Gaz, to be honest, because he was some player.
Oh, yeah,
left foot, very good player, yeah. And I think they were interested in Gaz at the time. But also at the time, 2 front men, Gary Ricketts, Danny Bacon, were just unreal at the time. Yeah. And again, on very good money. So Steve rang me, wanted to sign me. I met him at Morehouse.
What step were they at then? Were they same as Worksop?
They were step 2 at the time.
Was that the same as Worksop?
Same league, but they were top at league, or they were up there. I don't know where Worksop were in the league at that time, but Hucknall were sort of got this stigma, like an aura or a draw, you could see that there was something going to happen. And I just thought, when I met Steve Burr as well, again, probably the most professional bloke or manager I'd worked under. Do you know what I mean? He just had something different about him. He got the experience or the knowledge and stuff. And, he met me at Morehouse, explained everything to me, and offered me a deal. And again, in non-league at that time, I think we were a little bit I think it were 3,000 signing on fee. It were £300 a week, £25 a win, £25 a goal.
So it was 300 then?
Yeah. It nearly ended up being that one. So I got in, and then again, I think it's the first time that I've actually played in a team and gone, I think these are good. Do you know what I mean? In the other teams, I knew we were good, but I always knew that I was either up there or at the top. Do you know what I mean? And when I went to Hucknall, I was a bit like Stewie Nelson in net, Dean Barrick left back, Alistair Asher right back, Barry Miller centre half, Steve Gorn being at Arsenal. Do you know, Barry Miller being at Donny or somewhere like that. There were Northern Ireland international played middle at Park. Stevie something. Unbelievable player. Roy Hunter centre mid.
What sort of attendances were they getting at this time? I don't know. Were they?
Good. Yeah.
So the reason why I asked that is, that's a lot of money in it.
That's a lot of money. Ryan Holmes, chairman.
Yeah. So what
sponsorship?
Do you feel a bit more pressure?
No.
300 quid a week and I better deliver
No.
Just because you were playing with such this squad of talented lads, you thought we'll just win teams anyway.
Yeah, it was just probably like, this isn't going to be, I'm not going to be on a pedestal here. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously I think they had Andy Todd on one wing, can't think who were on another wing. But then obviously they had a squad with others involved. Collie came, obviously after being at Newcastle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Craig Nelthorpe when he were younger, flying winger, he came in, who were more local lads, who were more that I knew.
Yeah.
And like, if you're good, people talk about you.
Yeah.
One of my frustrations now is 5 unbeaten, 15 unbeaten, these set of lads, this set of lads, us, me, this. Like, well, listen, no. I think Ian Richards, great manager. No, a lot of people talk about him. Paz and Rousey, when they came through at Ponte, people spoke about him. Do you know what I mean? If you were a good player, people say, he's a great player, Brett Lovell. You didn't say, I'm a great player. Yeah. You didn't.
My dad might have.
Yeah, of course. Anyone's parents do, even if they're crap. Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right,
Going back to that bit up north, do you think you going in there then made them to pick the game up as well, potentially?
Maybe. Hopefully.
We've got to be on his game, or he's coming in and we're not
I'm just looking at that now. I'm sat in his shoes now and I'm thinking, £3 grand signing on, 300 quid a week. But I want to play.
Yeah, 100%. And that, do you know what? Money, even at a professional level, were never my.
Sounds weird saying it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds weird saying it because it's what makes the world go round. But I think when you're in the moment, and especially there's no better than winning a game of football. If you were sat in that bar after, or you're going into that clubhouse after, there's still 300-400 fans in there because that's what non-league's all about. Everybody drinks together, and that's what makes it special. But the fact that you were sat in there, you're still thinking, I haven't brought an awful lot to the game today.
No. 100%.
Did you feel like that?
It were hard for me and my ego. Do you know what I mean? But what I've always been taught and what I've always think I've been good at, and maybe why I went into coaching and managing, is it's the manager's decision, not the person who's playing in front of me. Mm-hmm. If I can help that player in any way, I always would. Because I never thought it'd be detrimental to me. I've never snaked anyone or backstabbed anyone or said anyone's shit. Do you know what I mean? I've been upset and disappointed, and
which is fair.
They've spat my dummy out at times.
Of course, we all have, yeah.
But very, very minimal. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's because most of my career I have played and I have been that focal point. So when I weren't, I'll respect, who's in that position. So it would probably dent to my ego. But at the same time, when you've been in teams that are successful, it's so strange how you get everyone turning up to training, people wanting squad wanting to be there. Because I can get a promotion on my CV, or I can get this, or I can get that. When you're struggling and no one's at training, or you can't get a full squad out, or it's so weird, isn't it? And I think you ride that wave and that buzz of these are good. And although I'm chipping in with odd goal here and there, and I'm coming on and I'm playing cup games, I got a trophy, I've got a winner's medal of winning step 2. Yeah. I've got to a trophy final, lost to Grays, who at that time were unbelievable. They were conference.
Phil Powell playing then.
Phil Powell playing then, mate, yeah. Mitchell Cole sent him midfield. He had a lot of him, Dennis Ollie, the other striker, played from Ville. Yeah. He were lightning. But they were a very, very good side. And
was that Wembley?
No. So Wembley got knocked down.
But
it were at Villa Park. Villa Park, nice stadium, nice ground. Again, Hucknall took a right following. Yeah, they took a right following, and it were a really good day out, and a really good experience. Yeah. And to win step 2, 9 points, and playing a trophy final, score a penalty in a shootout.
It's not bad, is it?
Now, which I probably died off now, but I slipped over taking my pen.
Still went in.
Still went in. I think I know I double hit it as well.
Did you?
Yeah, and it just skimmed post and went in, and when you're on floor and you're thinking, oh shit, on telly.
No VAR.
Michaela's auntie had a boozer at the time, Jordan Thorpe, and they're all watching. Slipped over, it sneaked in. My thing is trust, loyalty, and respect. Do you know what I mean? Got Froggy, got Tomo, obviously Cross, I know he's having a bit of time out, but they might not be the best coach. They might not be the best, man motivator. They might not be the best.
But they'll have your back and stuff.
But I believe that I can trust them 100%. Yeah. So I'd rather have a much less talented staff member, but 100% trust, over an unbelievable coach that's trying to get me a job.
Yeah.
Because it's never going to work out. And it's so, like, if when you did this or you did that, you know, that's fair enough, but that's not helping us now, is it? And
you're not winning at Answorth on Saturday, so that time I won.
No.
Step 2.
No.
We did this.
No, lads probably don't even know. Like, some lads laugh and joke with me and Froggy. Now, Froggy joined in training last night, and some goals he scored, like, and the lads look as if to say, is that lucky or what? Like, could he play? Do you know what I mean? They don't know us now.
You can't be lucky 6 times.
No. At one, I was talking to somebody and he touched a bit, let's be honest, a bit of a shit touch with his left foot. And he's hit a right-footed shot from D, and it flew in, and I actually stopped talking to the kid I was talking to. Because I seen it, and I'm like, Sir H strike that. So I'm talking to someone, having a bit of a laugh and a joke, and I stopped. And then he ran past me and went, did you see that? I went, just stop me talking, mate.
We knew we'd get Froggy.
Yeah.
we knew we'd get you a plug on Froggy. We knew we'd get you a plug
on. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think lads know us and what we've done.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And you know, sometimes it comes out in banter and stuff and having a laugh, but they don't.
I think a lot of lads, yeah, like you say, a lot of lads will say it in banter. Like, I think deep down, a lot of them will know. I think deep down.
Shall I tell you what I was surprised at last night with us? We've done a shooting drill at the end of training, and I've gone young v old, and I've gone 26, and I've gone 26 and above this side, 25 and under this side.
Just run Froggy too.
Froggy goes over, Scott Rutherford, Tyler Williams, John O'Williams.
And you?
I don't do anything more than that crap. And then I'm looking, I think, so 26 and over, lads. And you know when you look at someone, you think, he's got to be 40.
It's like that my massive sketch. Oh, lads, this side of the line.
When you were born early party, yeah. Yeah, but first few weeks, last few weeks.
You're just doing it now.
Oh, forget it. And it was like 26, 25, 24. To I think we're sometimes 23 and we got 10 players. I couldn't believe how young we were, mate. Like,
we're obviously, still got a few clubs.
Yeah. So that would be pinnacle.
That would be a pinnacle. Enjoyed every minute there.
Yeah. I can say I did. You know, like Jonah Magic, the keeper coach.
Yeah.
Like, what a guy and stuff like physio, don't know his surname, JJ Physio, JJO the physio. Being a physio in non-league a while, I think he took Clipston as manager. I'm struggling to remember his surname. Top bloke. You know, they were just good people around the place. Do you know what? These are my own beliefs. I think you need a good club with ambition, aspiration, a good chairman that's going to put his money where his mouth is, a good manager and a good team. And it's very hard to win something if one of them's disjointed. Yeah. And Hucknall had everything. Hucknall had everything at that time. The stadium, the people, the volunteers, you know, everything. It was probably as professional as it could for a non-league club at that time. Without all the science, without all, you know.
So your best still to this day?
In the sense of quality and
achievements,
yeah. And then again, weirdly, I don't think I played much under Kev Wilson, and then Gary Mara, Frickley.
You went to Frickley for a long time?
A season and a bit, and again, strangely,
went back with Gaz.
But again, lads like Steve Kennedy, Neil Ashley, Hills, Gaz Ingham. There were a few, like, you know what?
Chambers, were you there?
Who?
Leroy Chambers is that?
No, Leroy Chambers was at Bell the first time, and not at Frickley we met. But, you know, managers and people.
Marty Wolford.
Wally were at Frickley, Rob Pell, Alex Callery. Rob Pell, good centre forward.
Al Callery,
Sharkey.
Good side.
Yeah, Sharkey.
Good side.
Chris Adams. So, very good side. Again, I don't think I don't know if it's luck or talent or whatever. I don't know, but again, made playoffs, which is weird. So he got me in. I knew a few at lads, so it was natural to go in and play with a few of them. Really good side, like I said, Martin Wolfers, Alex Calabrese, like that.
Two great wingers for the forward.
Yeah, and Chris Adams. Young Chris Adams, rapid. You know, could go either way as well.
It's a decent front line.
Yeah, and Rob Pell as well. So two of us up front.
And when they had Steve Kennedy at back line.
Steve Kennedy, I can't remember.
He was like
Jones, Summit Jones, centre half. Joan, a big stocky lad. Big lad, yeah. I think he's from Rotherham Bonds. He knows all the looks from them.
Rob Jones. Dean Jones.
Dean Jones, Dean Jones, good player. Ilks at fullback, Strats at fullback.
Well, Kendo reminded me of another sketchy Mike Bassett centre half, Wacko. Well, they just used to level people, right? But how good were they, Kendo?
Underrated Kendo, I think. I think people just looked at him as a kicker and a clubber and that. Yeah, he was a good player, mate.
Such a lovely bloke and all that.
Well, it's not a regret.
The absolute definition of somebody who
different side of line. 100%. Obviously,
nicest bloke on planet.
That luxury of playing with him at Sucky.
Great nice bloke. Great nice bloke. Yeah, caring, family guy.
Yeah.
But obviously crossed that line, and I think we're all a bit like that. I'm really chilled out, but I'll do anything to win. I'll cheat.
We've talked about this when we've locked arms this season, haven't we?
Yeah, I'll do anything to win, mate. I'll ever be able to remember. Stocky, 26.
Which we'll come up with.
I don't know, that's the only one. It's the only time I've finished top goal scorer.
So, when obviously you stayed at Frickley and then.
Gaz left and went to Grantham.
Gaz left and went to Grantham, and that's when I signed.
At Grantham. So
I think I played against you.
So this is the thing, right? So Gaz left again.
Great opportunity for Gaz, weren't it, Grantham?
Yeah. And I think he deserved it.
Yeah.
So again, do you know when you said about me leaving because of work off?
Did you lose in playoffs for Frickley?
Yeah, we lost to North Ferriby.
Okay.
I was suspended.
Yeah, okay.
Sent off for mouthing. I caught Lyman cheating, couldn't I think?
No.
Yeah, well. Well, mate, no. Will they make out nothing? No. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why I thought he'd be cheating me. But anyway, because we were at home and I missed the player final, we lost on pens again.
It's always a common theme here, mate.
And then.
Did you ever slipped?
So, no, I didn't take one, so I was watching. So then Billy Heath come in and Bobby.
That's right.
So.
So Gaz had gone.
Gaz has gone. So this is great because, again, it's probably my mentality. So Gaz leaves, I'm at Frickley, Billy Heath comes in, Bobby. Again, just even though I think I'm a bit old school, Billy's old school. First game, puts side out, I'm playing, and he said, right, first free kick, you hang it up for the keeper to come. I don't want him getting up. And I just thought to myself, can't see us getting on. I cannot see us getting on. If that's his mentality of someone's going to hang keeper out on first free kick and you don't want him getting up, I'm thinking he's not going to like me. You know what I mean? And played a few games. He brought some of his own players in on bench. But then I think I've got this stubbornness of like, I'll fucking show you why.
Yeah, I'll stay about.
Yeah, I'll stay about. And then I come on and scored a few. And then, do you know what? He's a proper nice bloke, Billy. Good bloke. Yeah, he's done so well. Yeah. And do you know what? He'll still answer phone to me. Now, you know, some people do well, and you can't get hold of them, can you? And
I saw him at races a year or two ago, and he was like, big and how's it going?
He's great. Yeah. And do you know what? My prejudgment of him weren't right. And I proved a point, and then I started playing and I started enjoying it. And weirdly, and then Gaz just come in. Gaz just come in from Grantham, from nowhere, and I was a bit like, what do I do? But again, because Grantham was such a good club at the time.
Big club.
And then, it was ridiculous, mate.
Yeah.
Really. When we signed there, weren't it?
But the thing is, it was a bad decision, man.
Yeah, it was.
So I've left Frickley 3 months in or whatever it were. I've gone to Grantham with ambitions, aspirations to stay and do well.
Which were a trek, weren't it, mate?
And it's always so, if something happens on AM1, you're knackered, You're knackered.
You're one way in, one way out.
But it's a big stadium, it's a big ground. I know they've got the running pitch and it's open to elements, but at that time it rolled in its name. It rolled in its name in non-league, weren't it, Grantham?
Well, not many.
Yeah, and
not many. Yeah.
How long were you there for, man? 6 weeks. Alex Callery signed, and I can't remember the manager now for the life of me. He signed for Bradford Park Avenue, and he rang me up. He'd been there a couple of weeks, and I weren't doing nothing. And he rang me up, and he went, "Mate, they've got a rate side here, and they're paying some dough." He went, "I've got 500 quid signing on fee." I think there were 2 months end of season, 3 months end of season, if that, 2 months. He went, "They're pushing for playoffs. Manager asked me if I know you. Obviously, yeah, played with him, different clubs, Frickley, Grantham, would have been interested in going. So I've gone down again, 500 quid signing on fee. I think it was something like 250 quid.
Yeah.
I think they were pushing for the playoffs. I can't. Chairman,
I think who manager were.
I can't remember. Chairman were they called him Bob, I think.
Same chairman who ran Cushy.
Oh no,
it weren't him.
I didn't get that. Were we? We were his dad, yeah, when they come to watch him. But yeah, so chairman were really putting some money in, and I went, got in playoffs.
No, is it? This was coming here.
No,
lost on penalties.
No. So I tell you what, and this is a bit of a theme through my career and all. I went on holiday.
What, when playoffs won?
Yeah. It were already booked.
Michaela's fault?
I can always say no, but we were younger then. I can't remember where it went.
Probably.
I can remember.
Knowing these two, probably.
I remember a voicemail off at Gaffer saying, "We've got playoffs like when you're back." And I'm thinking, oh my God. And I don't know, because it just came out of blue. I weren't doing nothing. I think we booked an holiday, and it just came out of blue.
A new expectation is we're probably not getting the playoffs.
Yeah, but they did, and again,
pays for holiday signing off.
I know, it's crazy, like some of the stuff that you do in it, and the situations, and the timings of things.
So I didn't play the playoffs.
Didn't play the playoffs, mate, and I'll be honest with you, I can't remember how that went. I just never had contact with him again.
Oh,
so I just
because Gaz took over Stocky.
So I come back off holiday, and Gaz is like, I've gone in at Stocky, and then I think that's where we like sort of grew out, didn't it?
Well, we weren't with each other long enough at Grantham, were we?
No. I can remember turning up, obviously recognising you and knowing you and that, and then I think that's where our friendship and relationship started, weren't it? Sitting next to each other, being at back at running behind keepers.
Oh, easily behind.
Yeah. Oh, those were behind us, but
I were betting though, weren't we?
Yeah.
You got a few. Had a few bets on. That's why we were about.
Yeah.
What level were we on Bleach Test?
I mean, to me, and obviously I'll talk about it till cows come home. You know, in terms of what we had there as a dressing room for years, like
4 years.
Yeah,
4 years.
You know, phenomenal, weren't it?
Yeah. To the point where like lads were travelling in 4 foot of snow. And we were playing. No, serious.
We go to a gym, don't we?
Go to gym.
We go to gym and play basketball.
Basketball. People started wearing basketball tops to training, didn't they?
So I've got 3 or 4 pictures, and Kev Davis has got basketball shirt on and stuff like that.
Basketball shirt to training. But do you know what? As well, this is no word of a lie. No word of a lie. I think again, the era, the type of people there. We played basketball. We played to win. Yeah. We're playing to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I've never seen celebrations. I've never seen celebrations like that. 3-pointer.
Yeah. It's raining threes.
I can remember like Carl Morrison being there at Lords and that. And someone team a shot up and someone would keg him. Yeah. We stood there about naked in James Cook gym just about to play a 3-pointer. We had such a good group of lads.
Do you know what?
Years.
I was thinking about this though, even today. Do you know what? Because obviously, my own business, work on my own, like, and do you know what? Like, I think it suits me because do you know when lads finish full-time football and they get depressed and stuff? What goes on in the football training room, and how you go? You can't go to Allenshire and keg someone at work, can you? Unless it's in your office with no windows. No. But in dungeon. But do you know what I mean? Like the things you do, and like we're joking about, like. The things that we saw in the showers and what happened, you know.
Silly stuff, innit? Just
like,
shower or something.
There's a familiar name. There's a familiar name.
Yeah, what was it? Shower time, like, it must have been his favourite thing. New players sign, finish training, run off. Like, what are you doing? He went, new players got to see what they're packing like. Run off, and they'd be in showers waiting. I can't remember what team it was we played, and they got a striker. I can remember his name, TJ Nightingale. And he was known for, or allegedly coming out of prison, bit of a lad, and he came on a sub, and Ozzy would be smash him.
I feel like you were Ina or something like that.
Doing
that word down.
Yeah, but and then I think Nicky Darker and him's got into a tackle, fisticuffs, both got sent off, and then he said to Ozzy, "I'm going to kill you after." And he didn't come in changing room, remember? And phone's buzzing. My phone, like Gaz is doing team talk. Phone's buzzing. And I don't think Gaz knew where Ozzy went there. I'm thinking, well, Ozzy like. And then obviously finished his team talk, looked at my phone. I got missed calls off Ozzy. And he'd left in his kit. He said, get me, because he thought this kid was going to batter him. Like, he'd left in his kit, he was in car. Hiding in car in his kit. But what a guy though, like team spirit, you know.
Yeah, no successful one of them.
Yeah, some player as well, Ozzy, weren't he? Like,
yeah.
I'd say in terms of togetherness, team spirit, and enjoyment, the 4 years at Stocksbridge, you know, again, players that come through there, like Vard's obviously is the biggest one.
I mean, there's a lad there now who probably don't get. He's gone back as a coach now, assistant manager. Don't probably get the credit he deserves for his career either in terms of the ability he had. The person he were in terms of he knew what we've just discussed earlier on. He knew his place. Sometimes ringing, he knew that. You know, we got Wardy, we got Fothers, we got Bill Powell, we got Vards, and these lads are all getting 25 goals each. You know,
I think we all scored over 20 goals.
It was absolutely and then Ringy coming off bench and centre half salary is just fucking ended. You know,
relentless.
Yeah, but like
who else you got there? Alvin Riley.
Alvin were there for a bit.
What a player he was.
We had some characters there as well, like Menga Vision.
Didn't get in people's squeezing them like
Neil Ashley, who were another character. Bless him. But they were just them three, Gaz and Mick. I mean, we used to go to Blackpool end of season, Jesus Christ, what a laugh that used to be. That were ours in that.
Antique.
Honestly.
Talk about it.
You know, like when we come back off it on a night out, and I know we're digressing everybody because it's about we came back on a night out, and me and Ozzy have come back.
But they didn't see at that point where he took keep.
Didn't see, so she'd gone crazy woman because someone had got killed there, like jumping into the sea, but I think Ozzy's pretending to drown in the sea.
Someone went to lift him out, pulled him in.
Tom Keeper, he says, here Ozzy, I'll tell you what, get in there, into watch out. There's now 2 in the sea. This is 2 in the sea, so they came out drenched anyway, because you know, like when you're like walking upstairs, and he's squelching upstairs, Ozzy, but we're pissing ourselves because it's a laugh. Anyway, we're walking down the corridor where all rooms were, and he pushes the door, and one of the doors are open, he says, who have we got here? So we walks into the door, Gazingham, bless him. His leg.
You that all day, haven't you? Like,
his leg completely stacked. He's not a stitch on it on a single bed. And his fucking giant talent ball inside of him.
Talking.
We're standing every
I played it quickly with guys.
Anyway, he's got this big talent. So next minute, Alvin Ryle walks outside. So Ozzy says, Alvin, chuck all that talc on Gaz while he's asleep. So Alvin were like such a lovely. No. Bear in mind at this time, Alvin's sharing with Hardy as well. So in this room,
Can you imagine that room?
So he's going, no, I can't do that. Ozzy's like, you are doing it. So he unscrews top off talc, and this is like 2 litre talc. This is fucking eat Gaz with his talc. And just, it was like stars in their eyes. He just filled with this powder, and all this going, we run out, and anyway, because we're peeping out the door, fucking Gazingham comes walking down the corridor. I've never seen all like it. I've never seen
Gazingham's a big bloke.
Great again.
Top
So, and then obviously again, promotion, didn't we?
2 senior cups and a promotion, yeah.
2 senior cups and a promotion, and I think again, I don't know if it's occasions or what, and I know scored 2 with senior cup at Hillsborough, and then hat-trick in semi-final for Stocky were probably
Carlton
at
2
home.
3 kicks at home,
2-0 up.
You mentioned them.
2-0 up. I think Ringy set me up for first. I set him up for second. 2-0 up.
Yeah.
Coming at half time, everyone's buzzing. Gaz, Maz, next 10 minutes, go out, solid, clear lines. I think 47th minutes 2-0, mate. And you know, like, and they were a good side.
Don Blair up front, weren't
yeah, flick-ons and that. Good side.
Darryl Thomas were in at that point, or not?
No, Darryl.
But
they were a good side.
You can't stop that momentum.
They were good side.
Yeah, good side, and then we got a free kick.
We were so dominant for start.
So dominant, we couldn't even see it, mate. And then 2-0 in Blinken.
Oh, what a lad!
Big deal, what a lad.
I mean, they were just. Once Mark Gosling were there at the time. Obviously, it didn't work out for him at Stoke. He moved on, and then obviously Gazingham got assistant manager's job. Right.
But again, I can't ever remember playing crap teams. I never, in whatever league I were in, whatever club I were at, I can't ever remember thinking, we'll do these 6 today or anything like that. You know, they weren't shit teams, mate.
It'd be a huge off day.
Yeah, a huge off day.
4,
but I also,
5, won it.
I think teams in every league were paying similar sorts of money. You never had somebody who blowing anyone out of water, really. Do you know what I mean? And you never had a team with nothing.
No.
So they had budgets and they were all... I never went anywhere other than Hucknall, where on any much different in any club that we're at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It weren't much different at all. And it was like, they were a good side call, and then we got a free kick it was for a left foot at about 35 yards out. And,
2 builders.
yeah, I've just hit it, and it's gone in top bin, and then about 10 minutes later, we got one on the other side, closer, probably about 20 yards out, and I can remember, clear as day, the kid in the wall said, bet you can't do that again. And then I've reversed it other way this time, over wall and in, and obviously everyone went mad on that, and then we got through to the final. And do you know what? I think Belper lost out on goal difference to Retford United.
They were a right side.
Retford United were though, weren't they?
Retford were class, I think. Simpkins and that had gone there, hadn't they?
Oh, that's like Ellinder, Darryl Thomas, there was another striker.
With Godber and Goddard, weren't they?
Yeah.
Goddard.
And they were a race side.
You had players like Ollie Chappell, Stevie O'Brien on bench.
Yeah, they were a good side. Cole Marison, I think, were there at the time as well. Loads. They were a good side, Retford. And
Chris Bettany,
Bettany, yeah. He could whip a ball in there, couldn't he?
Right side.
Right side. John Napa were playing. Good player, like. Nap's good player, mate. Centre mid, good player. They were a good side, and they won it.
Belper war. Al Wilson, Lee Stevenson.
Yeah, Ben Walker. Jas, Hobson, Jonathan Hobson.
John Hobson at back, Jas.
But I can remember.
Massive there.
I can remember the lead up to it, Massive putting something on social media at the time.
Did he not play?
Ben
Walker played in front of
No, Massive played that game. Yeah, they dropped Ben Walker. And I can remember the lead up to it, and something had gone out or something had been said, and I think it really like riled us. And I think the team talk about it for you're gonna let him, run his mouth and do this and this and this, and I can remember goal clear as day, ball forward, and I can remember whoever were marking me with it with Jas or Obo won the first contact, and then Ringe. I can remember they won the first contact, so he's gone in front of Ringe, won the header, and then we've won the contact, and it's come to me. But at this point, I know Ringe's like in really, because I know he's also he's at the centre half, like won the first contact and not being able to get back in. Ball's come in and I've helped it round the corner, and he's just took it in his stride, and obviously it was Wacker, and again another proper good bloke and great keeper and that, and Wacker in that, and he's gone through bobbly pitch end of the season, and it's a great finish bottom corner. But then to be honest with you, after the goal, my memory is they battered us. I think they hit the post, they hit the bar.
Second half were like that. You're just chucking bodies in front. Down rules and hit bar twice.
I think he should have slowed down. I think he's missed like sitters. I mean, Antwerp.
I think he missed one from 6 yards. I think he tried to do like a bit of a scissor kick. He didn't get much connection. It's underside bar. We won an header and cleared it.
Yeah.
But then Billy paused for us. We had a chance of break. They were dominant in the second half.
Yeah. And we rode it out, and obviously
it's one of them games in it as well. Like the bar again. You think.
You felt like it was
1-0, mate.
1-0, ground it out.
Just like.
God's feet were flying. Then goes Leicester. Never in my wildest thoughts would I ever think he'd win a Premier League title or, play England caps. Yeah. Like obviously he's an inspiration to non-league players and stuff like that. but you ain't going to do what Vardy did and do what he did. Like, you can't imagine going from there to there. Like, that's an unbelievable turnaround and transformation in it.
Crazy.
You know,
crazy. And as much as people can say, you know, things happen like that, how can you? I mean, people always say to me, "Now, do you expect it? How can you expect that?"
no,
because
I thought they'd do all right.
I did.
But do you know what? I thought right now.
He'll go Halifax, he'll do all right.
Yeah.
Professionalism.
Yeah. And I think
It's finishing.
No, I just thought like I felt like you know, he could probably fall out with it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think he did, didn't he? At
Yeah.
Leicester for a bit for his first season, anyway.
Definitely, and obviously he was sat on bench quite a bit, weren't he? But like, I always thought he had like that. He didn't care. Like, whoever we were playing against, whatever team you were playing against, there was no fear there. So I always felt that stood him in good stead because he won't be in awe of the situation. I'm going to play for Halifax. Don't really care. I'll just be me. So then I'm not playing under Chris Wilcox, but Scott Hogan, who obviously has gone and done what he's done, and he was some playmate, weren't he?
Brilliant, yeah.
And then Ludds, Cole Marison, Glyn Cotton, Sharkey, Chris Adams, Richard Adams, were all at Belper. So I get a phone call off Duffs, less money than I won at Stocksbridge, but an opportunity, and obviously knew what I was about. I played against the Retfords when they were there, they knew what I was about. Probably different to any centre forward they had regarding how I was playing at that time. And like Brett said, I'd turned into more of a creative, like hold-up striker who could stick a free kick in from anywhere, sort of thing. Relied on my set pieces for my goals. But regarding getting us up the pitch, winning flick-ons, and again, probably then becoming the player that I'd had up until then, I became that player. So other players started getting the success off me, sort of thing, or not success, the limelight, sort of thing. And I probably I think, obviously, when I went in Belper, Froggy, who obviously holds his own weight, you know, every year, 40 plus goals, 30 plus goals. You know, I was like third on to see again. Just a bit like of a raw, like, you think like
Jamie Jackson were a good player.
Jamie Jackson could play, mate, but it was like, you think like we had like Simo, skipper, and Dan White, who were old school centre half, Steve Warren, Gaz Davis, Cox, Lenny, and then your forwards were like me, Froggy, Longstaff, Jamie Jackson. Trying to think who else came through. So Duff's always carried top heavy. He always had 4 good strikers. League away. So he's like Duff said, I need your experience. By that point, mate, we aren't even thinking about it and what have you. I'd promotion with Hucknall, trophy final, playoffs with Frickley, playoffs with Bradford Park Avenue, playoffs with Stocky, playoffs previous season with Belper. So I'd had like 6 slots of playoffs and a title. So I had 6 slots of playoffs, a title, and fair play to Duffs for like probably recognising that, you know, and do you know what? Like, probably what kept me there at that time as well is I sort of knew the game was changing, like we were on about, and fitness and athleticism were coming into the game. But I think the lads, a few things. The lads knew that when I played, we were a better side in the sense of my attributes and stuff. But the way we played suited these younger lads, these fitter lads, these quicker lads. The games probably were more of a tennis match rather than sustained pressure where, you know, they could pin teams in or I could get hold of the ball and stuff. It was more like end to end. But obviously you had the Froggy that could kick it in net, and, you know, we sort of were a fit side, you know what I mean? These younger lads coming through and stuff, and fitter lads. So it was like, I knew the game was changing to that. And also, I feel like I never wanted to be dropping down and playing for these low league clubs and people going, you used to be a rate player in. Yeah, that was always in the back of my mind.
Especially when you're saying like hovering.
How old was you with this platform?
This is 33.
All right,
33, so like I said, 32, 33. Like 31 I played, 31, 32, it was 50-50,
yeah.
and then 30 feet were like more miss than it, like
25%,
yeah,
75%
probably,
bench.
yeah. And again, with my holidays and not being a fit player, like probably banging a bit more weight on and a bit more weight on, but still had the ability, like the natural ability. It's obviously got to be because I've never been coached. So
will it a playoff final?
This is a playoff semi-final away at league.
Semi-final.
Yeah, away at league. So Mickleover had finished 5th, us 4th.
League must have finished 3rd.
3rd, and Colville second. I think Grantham ran away with it that year.
Did they?
Yeah. Colville were at home to Mickleover, who finished 5th, and we were away to League.
Top place to go. Good side.
Yeah, but
they get decent crowds as well.
Yeah, it's Astro now, isn't it?
Yeah. Is it?
It's Astro pitch now. It's Astro pitch now. Yeah. So it was on an hill. It was massive. You know, it was a tough place to go, and again a good side. And we've gone there, and I think they've hit post, free kick, header is hit post, and then I don't know. Do you know, like when things happen, we've got a free kick about. Not in range where I thought, I'll take this, do you know what I mean? It was probably like, it's going to be across this, or it's going to be, do you know what I mean? And Aaron Cole took it, a winger that we had, and I can't say it's a decent strike, but is it an half decent strike at goal? And it's just squirmed in. Don't know how it's gone in, do you know what I mean? It's one of them, and you're thinking, oh my God, we're 1-0 up, like. And then it's just they're a good side, and it's just end to end. And then it's got to about 70 minutes, and I'm thinking, I'm fucked. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then Duff's is making subs. You know what?
He's leaving it on.
Listen, so sometimes I get mad with my lads now, and lads that are managing and coach that do this, and I did to him, and he'll go, "Are you all right?" And yeah, it's just
and
and it just comes out your mouth.
Yeah. 10 more in there.
And I'm thinking, at the time, you're not thinking you're letting lads down here. You're just thinking,
I want to stay on this pitch.
Yeah, and you think you're helping, and like I said, it's a bit hypocritical because I get like mad with lads now doing it when I'm managing coaching.
Yeah.
But I know I've done the same thing. Do you know, 90 odd minute or something, and I can remember clearing the ball, and it dropping down, and then somebody booting it, and then Froggy just set off, and I'm like on edge of ID, and I'm looking, and I'm in back 4. And like I said, it's a massive pitch in it, and Froggy's sprinting away.
He'll be up or no?
Darnell, yeah. Help me celebrate. Froggy's gone through and stuck it away, great finish and that. And then everyone's he's like, whoever could run, we're up with Froggy, you know. And then, Lazyans and Oldens and Fattens were like, we all just ran in his own direction, and you know, we won 2-0, and it was like unbelievable. But I think we played on the Wednesday night, so I think it was Colville Mickleover on the Tuesday. Mickleover beat them.
At Colville.
And obviously that's a great result. And then we beat League, so we got the home tie in playoff final at Belper. So I played on the Wednesday, and then he rang me again, Duff, and said, "How are you?" And again, it just comes out, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm sound. Yeah. Listen, I need you.
You're buzzing from Wednesday.
I'm buzzing.
I think as well, part of it's the experience and thinking,
you can help.
I can help.
You do.
I'll
play as many going back to the
playoffs. You've killed coaching. Well, if it's 88th minute, I'll take a foul. I'd rather be on pitch than not on it.
Yeah,
and help us through.
And I think we are knowing, and it's like your subconscious, like we said way back in this conversation of you're pissed up. How do you get home? It's a subconscious, isn't it? So you retain information that you don't realise.
Yeah.
So we've retained like this obviously my experience and knowledge and wisdom.
How are you feeling though? Genuinely. So when Duff's rings you, so I'm assuming you play Wednesdays ringing you Thursday night, Friday.
I'd feel Friday, like I need you, but just be honest with me and blah blah blah.
Right.
I'm alright. And then I think at least you think, well, Wednesday, Saturday, I'll do 4. Could have done with one at a time, asking me about footy and that. But yeah, so I've playoff final, and you know what? It's like Wednesday night's not bad either because temperature and what have you. Saturday's red hot at home at Belper, rock hard pitch, and I'm just thinking, 45 minutes. That's all I'm thinking. Like, we're obviously favourites now as well.
They're very decent side though, Mickle.
Yeah.
Stedman playing for them as
Yeah.
well.
In fact, Nico Digiolmo and who's at Alfreton now? Is it Wayne? Mixed race lad. Oh, what's his name?
This is what happens as well, isn't it? You start to lose your memory when you're there.
Too many flick-ons. Dwayne Summit is centre half, mixed race lad. Nico, Liam Walsh. Walsh was skipper. Walsh was skipper. Again, I played with, and another good lad and another great player. And they were Mickle obviously going to beat Colville, so they're going to be buzzing and all. I'll be honest with you. The goal, it's on social media, it's horrendous. Cross has come in, it's missed everyone, it's bounced. Colin Morrison's coming in outside the back post. He's gone to cross it with his left foot, miskicked it.
I think I've seen this.
It's horrendous. Miskicks it, falls over, and as he falls over, he back heels it. Not knowing, someone's hit it across, and I think it's Phil Watt taps it in. The goal's like, you know, like if you had top 10 calamity goals of all time.
On some
what sort of wizardry is that? Yeah, what sort of wizardry has Colin Morrison just done? Miss kick, falls over, back heels it, someone connection, and I think Phil Watt I'm sure it was watching now, guides it in 1-0. So the goal's horrendous. He's just come off. I think it's like, so he's been off not long. Wells has come on. He's like 18, 19. We all know what he's like. He's a loose cannon, like he's spirited. He's done all right in the game, and he's a bit of a like crazy cat, wild character. And at that time, like he just it's an introduction into non-league. So Ratty's with like obviously 9 lives, like we've just escaped this thing.
I know you're thinking it's just keep on waiting for a bit, just let us get out.
Yeah, Ratty boots it. Bear in mind again, I can't shift no here. Wells it, runs onto the ball. What are you thinking? He's got the ball. Get it corner. He's gone for goal. So he's gone for goal, lost it, and then they boomed it back forward. And luckily, like they blew whistles. And you know when I've gone like I think in that moment I've gone from wanting to kill him to like I think that's first time like I probably like my eyes welled up and that 33. Just got a promotion. Ashton were young then.
Yeah.
Not that I thought it was the end, but I felt this end like filling up. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think you think it's the end. I think you think how many more of this time? I think that's. Do you know what staggers me? Because I think we've just listened to your story, Wardy, and obviously we'll come back and do your management side of it because obviously you've had a lot of positive stories as well in that, but probably different stories to tell. So we'll come back and do a separate one on that, and we'll keep this one as your playing one. But what I've just gathered from tonight is how successful you've been as a player. Probably you'll put that down to what you talked about, your attributes of being you want to be best and everything like that, and fair play to you for that. Also, fucking changing rooms you've had. Yeah.
Because you've been unbelievably lucky in a sense of the teammates you've had and the quality you've played with and the managers that you've had. But another thing that I can laugh about is any chance of having like a 4-0 in a playoff final? Because every time we've talked about a playoff, we've had 2 1-0s.
2 1-0s.
You've lost on penalties in a trophy final.
Yeah.
And you've lost on penalties in a playoff semi.
Yeah, and lost in a playoff.
As a player or winning as a manager, and it's a bit, I mean, tough question, isn't it? But the feeling.
The feeling.
We talked about your success as a player. It's different if you've not.
I think the feeling as a manager, because you feel like as a player, you feel like you've done it for you, the lads, and the manager. As a manager, you feel like they've done it for you.
Correct.
Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and again,
that's why I put that 5 hours in this.
Yeah.
That's
100%. And they give the bollocks for me, and they've listened to me and they've took on board what's being said. And, I think ever since from a kid, and do you know that first time you score a goal and all parents go, oh yeah, and like I think I was just gripped from them, me. Yeah. Like
You're still gritting hard, I can tell.
Yeah.
There's an hunger still there.
You know what it is for me is it's not an hobby. It's a passion and it's an obsession of the love of the game and being the best. Like, joking aside, obviously we chucked a few arrows and you give me some shit and I'm giving you some shit. But I genuinely want to beat you, mate. Like.
Class, mate, but can we end? As always, we always like to end with a few questions, don't we, Smudge? And today's a bit different because obviously we know that people will be interested in this podcast, massively interested because you've gone through so many personalities and players along your way. So we asked for a few questions to come in to us. So we're just going to finish and ask you a couple of questions. You start. Go on.
So first one that came in were actually nothing to do with football.
Yeah, it's a weird one actually.
Because it's going into your personal life. But what's the worst thing you've seen while washing up windows?
I think probably.
But hang on, what you see while washing windows, not including pensioners, weren't it? And that was for a kid who you know from the Swallownest days.
Gelsthorpe.
Yeah, she's a window cleaner. So do you know what? It's so strange because, like, obviously, when I first got into it with family and doing rest homes on people, it's not nice sometimes. You know, going round and people are just vessels and aren't they, and making noises and.
You used to be a window cleaner myself, you know.
That's a great boy, did it? I've not much window cleaning on. Bad snow, sledges, vehicles, bushes, you know, but fun times again. But I think obviously when you nowadays again equipment and stuff with window cleaning don't use ladders that much, but you obviously it happens, but probably someone like knocking one out.
From a good month ago, a lad we need to get on.
Yeah.
Willie Wilson, non-league legend, as you're fully aware, as most people are fully aware. He knew you were coming on, and so he sent me a text message, and he put, asked Rory when I asked him for a lift, but I didn't know he had a Porsche. So I went back and it looked like I was being kidnapped rather than having a lift home, as they say. So we did have a Porsche boxer.
Yeah, it was boxed for a little bit, so they didn't even. They don't have back seats really, do they?
They don't. I would have no chance, wouldn't I?
I probably should have had top down so you could only get that back, but.
Where was this happening?
Bradford Park Avenue was when I played his first time in the room, and I'm sure it was Neil Grevison. They played centre mid, and there were two obviously experienced lads. At small though, so do you know, like I said about normally you had big, powerful midfielder, one-headed and stuff. But Willie was just like I've seen him again. Do you know when you go back in the tackles or no fear, but sometimes just naughty tackles or do you know, and such a character, but. You're going about him like being kidnapped and that. I think I drove him about for 2.5, 3 months, not knowing I thought he'd tell me he couldn't drive. He didn't have a license and that, and it's just because he used to like have a drink. Woodpecker take his own way in cooler. You know, I think he'd only signed for a club that sold Woodpecker after games. I think and someone said to me, "Why you drive all the time?" I said, "He can't drive." He went, "He fucking can." And I just,
this is why we're doing this, really, because it's just phenomenal, the stories, the people that are in non-league. With a couple, these are just quick fire ones. So Tom Crosby sent a message, who does the best pork chops in the world?
That's Colin Fearon. He's that one.
So that's Colin Fearon. He's the next one.
No, right, well, obviously, again, it'll come out, hopefully we'll do a management.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to, but obviously Rudy was just a larger than life character, you know, the stories and stuff like that, and you know, just learning new things, and obviously he's come across his first pork chop, and Rudy Funk, and he's phoned Ollie Fearon up and asked him if he knew what a pork chop was, and obviously told him that he'd had the best pork chop he'd ever had in his life, and
his first one, did you say?
I'm not sure if it was first, it was just the best one he'd had in his life, so I don't know if it was a new one. And then a few days later, he's had him round to his house for his pork chop, and apparently it was just a pork chop.
It's funny this because he said that, Ian Jones has said, get him to tell every single Rudy Funk story, which is one of you just said, that'll crop up, I'm sure that'll crop up, your time with Rudy at FC Wakefield and stuff. So that'll crop up another one. Ollie Freeland says, just ask him how many boots are that went missing at his caravan.
eBay.
You get out for him?
No, we've got scored. Not good enough.
The left one have not been used.
Listen, to jump and edit, he didn't need them, did he?
No. So, your boots went on eBay. What did we get for them, Morty?
No.
You didn't get out for them.
They didn't get sold.
You didn't get out for them. And finally, a good mate of mine and yours, from Stocksbridge, not sure if you guys probably play for Weem at Belper maybe as well, Ben Leonard. Why did we call Herdy Bushwhacker at Belper his pub? So probably a good one to finish on.
Yeah, it's just madness. I'll be honest with you, I don't know where we've been. But again, our culture changes. You play the way, someone's falling off the bus pissed up. What he used to drink, mate.
Yeah.
Were ridiculous on the way home.
And
eat, but like
the left winger.
Left back, left winger,
Really stopped.
Mate, it could tickle the ball, mate, from halfway line over. You know when the crossbar challenge come out, mate, he could probably do it from his own goal.
Yeah. It was like Thor's hammer, wasn't it?
Man mountain. Unbelievable. When he got going like Juggernaut, you couldn't stop him, could you?
Yeah.
But I mean, we used to train up at Stocky, right? And I've probably never been in a club where it's been so cold in my life. But shorts and t-shirt. No matter the weather, mate, shorts and t-shirt and sweating.
You walked in back, weren't you?
Yeah, sweating. And again, Ozzy wanted to lick his armpit on the way back on. Remember when he used to sweat? He said, "Oh, put a quid and I'll lick his armpit." Sweating. But I bet I've seen him do. And probably a full 24 cans, not way back. Horrendous, mate, weren't it? But and then it comes to now, I've seen people reading, I've seen people with headphones. And listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, the game's changing and we have to evolve with it. But at Answorth, we don't even have a coach, people aren't that bothered with the drive, we have petrol money us, and we pay.
And they get a flyer, don't they? They just get a flyer, don't they?
Get a flyer, and it's
nothing better than game 3 cards.
Yeah, so back to Lenny, sorry, I don't know where we've gone. We've won, we've had a good time. I don't know if it's pre-Christmas do or whatever. People are drunk. Sean's an unbelievable bloke. Erdy is an unbelievable bloke.
Top boy,
yeah. And he's always been in around it. Mate, I don't even know how old he is, right? But still, lovely little tan. Such a good bloke, but I think at the time, Doss was manager, God was assistant, and then Erdy's a coach. And Erdy would probably like, lads took piss out of him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And listen, he'd give it back and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, that day must have just flipped. And something's happened on coach, lads are all taking piss, and for whatever reason, he's sort of flipped at Lenny. And we're pulling up at MacArthur Glen, Mansfield, Junction 28. There's like whatever it is behind like hotel and boozer.
Yeah.
So we've pulled up there, got off at coach, and he's like, fucking smash your head in, blah blah blah.
Really is.
Yeah, he's lost it, mate, at this point. So people are just like laughing and like, shut up, Erdy, blah blah blah. He's like, I'm gonna get a baseball bat out of my car. Like, he's gone, mate. He's gone. Next thing, Lenny's like, listen, Erdy, boof. Just pushed him, mate, into all fucking bushes and that, and he like, big bushes on all hotel.
Has Lenny gone back into him, like, has he fully fell into him?
No, he's pushed Erdy in.
Oh dear.
He's pushed Erdy. Erdy's raging. Lenny's just not even taking it seriously, and he's fucking bum getting two-hander. He's gone backwards, and legs are just like, I think Erdy's pissing out. Legs are just like swiggling hard at bush and that. So he pulled him out and that. And then, fucking this, fucking that, and like, listen, calm down, it's a bit of fun. Finally gets fucking Erdy to calm down, they shake hands or what have you. Again, going boozer like you do. And then he's gone, like, who wants a drink, blah, blah, blah. And he's gone like, But you haven't heard a Bushweiser. It's just gone again, anyway. Pint of Bushweiser for you, it's just gone again, and it like.
This is where bushwhackers have gone from.
Bushweiser, like, like, it's one of them where like it probably could have gone a different way, but I don't think lads would have let it. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's probably first and last time I've ever seen Sean lose his shit. There were no like malice from Lenny in any way, and obviously like it. I think everyone laughs at it now. Like, everyone were pissing us in it.
I'm sure Eddie will.
I think he left. I think he went home. I think he'd gone there. Yeah, and I think like I think he knew. Like, it's my time. I've got to go. Like, but yeah, like lads used to say it all the time. Like after every game, then once something clicked in a team.
It's there,
isn't it? Like,
it's there forever. Yeah. Even if it's dead for a couple of years, it comes back.
Yeah. And like, you also know, mate, like, if you, whatever reason, as popular as we are, as like, you come under stick, whatever, doesn't it? Whether it's your weight, whether it's your look, whether it's what you wear, whatever. Like, and I know, like, in today's society, it's like, oh, bullying this, bullying that, but I never in my career, no matter what shit I got, especially in the professional, never thought it was bullying. Like, I never thought.
Back to it?
Yeah, I don't know. And people said, they'll say it's character building and that. And I that's my beliefs. That's how I woke up. That's how I brought up. I genuinely believe that, like, it makes you who you are. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I can remember Stu Woodland putting it on Stocky WhatsApp group. He'd seen Kev Davis in Meadowhall, the Stocky tracksuit in Clinton's cars, and it was a Thursday night or something like that. He got out in Stocky tracksuit. Obviously, he's Stoke, and when you get me lads on a Saturday, first thing, lads, oh, nice to see you in tracking again. Where were you there?
Like, wearing it on a night out, having a beer, this is it. But, like, just random things that come back to, what about when he went into hairdressers?
Yeah.
And he's gone, looked at him, and he's gone, you're right. He's gone, yeah, you. He's Kevin. He's gone, yeah, Kevin, yeah. He's gone, yeah, sit down, mate. It's just thinking, must know me from me United playing days, whatever. He sat down. Barber starts cutting his hair, ball walks in. Alright, pal, yes, it was Kevin. I've got he sat in chair there going, I couldn't see it, must know me.
He's having one sitting there. He's got playable.
I didn't ask for this. I usually give it, Kevin. How can you do that? But it's just things just come back to you, and you know what we'll do, Wardy, we'll finish it. Yeah. And you'll think 100 more when you're late. Yeah, well, that's actually our thing, isn't it?
And so apologies if if people haven't been mentioned. It's been a lot to get through, but on behalf of me and obviously Smudger as well, mate, it's been class speaking to you.
I love it.
Thank you very much.